Honorable Men Discord, Love or Lust, Shannon Sharp. Let's talk about it. All right, who we kidding? Who we kidding? This is not about love, gentlemen. Let's be honest. This is not about love. This is not a case of love. This is a case about a man who has options, right? And I know women, if you end up clicking this video, you're gonna be pissed off that I said that. But I know it's been thrown out there that Shannon Sharp is so much older than this woman. But what you're seeing is what's going on. She's an adult. Yes, she's a lot younger than Shannon Sharp, but she's an adult. And Shannon Sharp is well off, and he's exercising his ability to be with a woman of his choosing. Now, I'm not here to say whether or not Shannon Sharp is right for who he chooses. I'm not here to judge Shannon Sharp. I'm not here to judge Shannon Sharp. What I'm here to talk about is, one, the fact that this is not about love. I don't believe this is about love. You know, some might say, well, with him offering $10 million to this woman who's accusing him of the R word, maybe there's some type of love or attachment, because why would he want to offer her $10 million? I don't have that answer. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of confused about this also, because my thing is, if you didn't do what she's alleging that you have done, why offer her anything? Now, I'm no expert in legality, but if I'm not guilty, I'm not guilty, and I'm not giving you nothing. All right? Especially when you and I had an understanding, and then you go and try to exploit me because you know about a potential $100 million deal. That's how I would look at it. I would look at it like, really? You're trying to say I did what? Now you're not getting anything. And I would just double and triple up on my lawyers because I see what you're trying to do. Now, as I said in the first episode that I did, where I covered this, if he's in fact guilty, well, then he deserves whatever comes with this potential case, whether that be losing money, whatever comes with it, right? Because I believe this is a civil case, right? So if he ends up losing money because he actually did it, then so be it. You know, then he deserves to lose the money. But this thing is just bizarre. And one thing I will say about him choosing someone so young is the whole recording the conversation when he's talking to her is a bit childish. But here's the thing. As a matter of fact, let me say this. Here's the thing. I know there's some women that may feel like, well, he's an idiot for choosing a young woman, right? What makes this type of action exclusive to a young woman? Because I think that an older female would have done the same thing if she saw an opportunity to do so. So I just think it's one of those things where it's like, either, and I'm talking about for women now, in these type of situations, they probably look at it as though either I get a baby by this man, so I secure my future as far as finances, or if there's an opportunity to allege that he did something, I'm gonna go that route. That's how the play is for no matter what no matter what type of entertainer or athlete you're dealing with. I think that's the overall play. It's try to get that person pregnant or allege they did something to you, right? And in this case, she's alleging that he did something to her. But let's get straight into this audio that she recorded of Shannon Sharp. Let's get right to it.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
So she clearly in this, she clearly used this audio to make it seem as though he meant it in a violent fashion. This is something that the both of them most likely used to do on occasion. And so she tried to bait him, which she successfully baited him because being that she knows, because of their relationship, she knows that there's certain words that will get him to respond in a certain way. For example, when she used the word manipulate, don't manipulate me, she knew he would respond to that. And she was anticipating the response that she wanted for the recording. So she said manipulate, and then he used the word choke. Now, she has this audio that was leaked by, I don't know who leaked it, either she leaked it or maybe the attorney for her leaked it. But when I heard this, the first time I heard this, I said, this doesn't sound like what she's implying, because clearly the way he's saying it sounds as though like he's saying it in a sexual manner. Now, I personally feel like he should have been smarter than that. I wouldn't have said it regardless, because from the time someone is trying to sue me for $50 million, any phone call I get from them, I don't know if he made the phone call, if she made the phone call, anything. First of all, I wouldn't even discuss anything with that person over the phone. That's first and foremost. From the time I know that person's coming after me for $50 million, I'm going to be very, very, very careful how I respond to that person. Because at that point, I know that anything can and most likely will be saved to use against me to get that money, right? So I don't know when exactly that call was made, but he should have been smarter than that. He should have been smarter than that. Now, is this an older recording? If that's an older recording, it just shows the type of woman she is. But, for those who are like, well, this is Shannon's fault, I'm going to have to side with you on that. So let me make it clear where I stand on this. I'm going to say, as far as his choice, it's a poor choice, because look at where it's leading him. All right, so you find someone who, at one point he said he met her at the gym, but at some point he finds out she does OnlyFans, and he continues to deal with her, right? Because in this next clip I'm about to play, I believe he mentions that she does OnlyFans or something like that. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But my point is, he met her allegedly at a gym. He finds out she does OnlyFans, and he continues to deal with her. He's dealing with a low caliber female. Low caliber female. I'm not here to judge his choice in dating someone of that caliber, or dating her because of her age. I just feel like, had you been dealing with someone her age that maybe, I don't know, had more going for herself, maybe he wouldn't have found himself in this type of situation. But the caliber of woman you chose to date, who did OnlyFans, clearly she's the type of person that is willing to make money by any means necessary. All right, you're dealing with someone who does OnlyFans. She's willing to make money by any means necessary, because any respectable female is not out there doing OnlyFans. And if anyone disagrees with me on that, I'll see you in the comments. If you think any respectable female is doing OnlyFans, I'll see you in the comments, because I absolutely disagree. There's no respectable female doing OnlyFans, unless you're doing OnlyFans where your forte or your niche is the fetish angle. Tell me you have OnlyFans because you just, I don't know, take pictures of your hands or your feet or your elbows, then it's like, okay, if there's some silly guys out there that's paying for that, then by all means make your money. But if you're actually showing your body and that's how you're making your money, you're not a respectable female. If you think you are, I'm sorry to tell you, you're not respectable. And if you think you're gonna have a future husband with OnlyFans, good luck. You might find some lame that's gonna drop to one knee for you, but any guy that respects himself is gonna drop to a knee for an OnlyFans person. But then again, we're not talking about women that are of the caliber of for marriage. We're talking about Shannon's lust for this woman. This is not about love. This wasn't. I don't think this was going anywhere. This wasn't going anywhere. He just, she was just someone that filled in the gaps for when he's not doing his podcast or working with Stephen A. Smith. This is just someone that he was just enjoying the time with, having fun with. This wasn't serious. It wasn't serious. But look at what it could potentially cost him. Now, again, if he did what she's alleging that he did, then he deserves to lose the money. I mean, if he did it, he deserves to lose the money. I personally wouldn't have been offering anything again. No $10,000, nothing, not even $1. But let's get into this. This is Shannon Sharpe speaking on the whole allegation and the civil suit, the potential civil suit.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
This is what Ivy League University.
All right, so as I mentioned before, clearly they had an understanding because they had a relationship. This was their thing that they did in their spare time, their leisure time. Just like how she mentioned the trigger word, manipulate, and she got the response that she knew she can get from him. Whatever alleged video Shannon Sharpe is talking about, it seems as though, and from the verbiage that was mentioned in the audio, you can tell that they might have done some type of like role playing or whatever they were into that might have been kinky. It was a thing that they consensually did with one another. And it seems as though she's trying to take that and making it seem like it was more than that for the sake of the cash grab. I feel like this whole thing could have been avoided. Once he found out what she was into, he doesn't have to deal with someone with OnlyFans. There's plenty of women out there. He could have dealt with someone of higher caliber. That's just my opinion. But it just never ends. These athletes, these former athletes, these current athletes, they fall for the same thing. I don't know why they fall for the same thing. I feel like they could be smarter. There's other women they can choose, but they end up putting themselves in these situations where they potentially lose money or lose deals or have their reputation tarnished in the public's eye. I don't know why they do it, but they do it. We're just gonna have to see what happens. I'm just waiting to see whether or not the $100 million deal for Club Shay Shay and Nightcap actually goes through, with all of this back and forth and audio being leaked and stuff like that. I don't know whether or not the $100 million deal is gonna still go through. They won't know what they're investing in because at the end of the day, they don't know what's gonna happen to Shannon Sharpe. But it's all left to be seen, and I'll be locked in. I think this whole thing's a circus, but this is the world we live in. But as always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.